Good evening, friends. Welcome to the session. We have a lot of news that we'd like to share with you, and welcome to each one of you. Welcome, Sunita, and welcome all of you. It's very nice to see all of you join us. And Sunita starts with a comment saying that at last Trump responded on the brutal killing and beheading of our Indian, but his life doesn't come back, isn't it? Yes, absolutely. So let's start with the first piece of news, and we're talking about none other than Rahul Gandhi coming down hard on the Election Commission of India for its response on vote theft allegations. Former Chief Election Commissioner S.Y. Qureshi on Sunday said the poll body should have ordered a probe into leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi's charges instead of shouting at him in a language that was objectionable and offensive. In an interview with PTI, Qureshi said much of the terms used by Gandhi while making the allegations, such as likening them to a hydrogen bomb, were political rhetoric, but asserted that the complaints which he was raising need to be investigated in detail. So, as we know, there are some people who stand with him, but most of India know that he's up to really nothing. Welcome, Savitri. Always nice to see you. So let's move on to the main story, and we're talking about none other than this couple. Now, it seems like this couple seems to be in a lot of trouble, and let's go. It's like she moves from the red carpet to the court. So that's how Shilpa Shetty, with her loud laughter, moves. She's either laughing herself to death in a live event show, like the dance show, or she is gallivanting in nearly wearing nothing. Now, Shilpa Shetty's husband Raj Kundra is once again in the news. This time over an alleged rupees 60 crore fraud case. He is expected to appear before the Economic Offence Wing (EOW) in Mumbai. Kundra had earlier sought more time after being summoned. The EOW has also issued a lookout notice for both him and Shilpa Shetty after reviewing their travel records. Now, EOW files case, has charged them over alleged rupees 60 crore fraud. In August 2025, the EOW filed a case against Raj, Shilpa, and another individual following a complaint by businessman Deepak Kothari. Now, Kothari alleges he was cheated of over rupees 60 crores in a loan cum investment deal connected to the couple's now defunct company Best Deal TV Private Limited. He claims that between 2015 and 2023, he invested funds to help expand the business, but the money was allegedly used for personal expenses. The EOW is currently investigating the matter. The couple has denied the allegations. Their lawyer Prashant Patil described the claims as baseless and malicious, stating that the matter is a civil dispute already addressed by the NCLT. Now, his lawyer, Kundra's lawyer, defends Kundra and Shetty. He said this is an old transaction wherein the company went into financial distress and eventually got entangled in a long legal battle at the NCLT. There is no criminality involved, and our auditors have submitted all the necessary supporting documents from time to time as requested by the EOW, including detailed cash flow statements. He added the investment agreement in question is purely in the nature of an equity investment. The company has already received a liquidation order, which has also been placed before the police department. The concerned charter accounts have visited the police station for the last 1 year, and as you see, trouble is just mounting for this couple. And the concerned charter accounts have visited the police station for the last 1 year for more than 15 times. With all the evidence supporting is what the lawyer says. Now, Raj Kundra says, let's just wait and watch because that's life for you. And we've not said anything about it because we know we haven't done anything wrong. The truth will come out eventually. We've never done anything wrong in our life and we never will. He didn't share specific details about the case, but he said he's confident that they've done nothing wrong. Kundra added that the controversies are common in his life, but so far neither he nor Shilpa have made any public statements. Now, the funny thing is that this couple has been, in fact, Raj Kundra has been in jail for some time, and he came out saying that he's bringing a movie on his jail experience, and I don't know whether he's done it, but this man has been walking around with a mask for, the metal sort of mask that you wear, or the helmet that you wear when you go on a bike. And he's been doing that for almost a year. For what he did that, we do not know. Whether he wanted the public to forget his face is the question. So it's very humorous that he went around everywhere with a helmet, and his wife was saying she had no connection with him. Even the fact that the semi-porn movies or serials that he was making under the name of her son Vivan, also she said that the company doesn't have any connection with her. So that's how they lie. And the moment he's out of jail, then she's back to him hunky dory. Now, what I noticed last time in one of the videos was that, this lady, Farah, enters their house, and she does not know which floor they live in, because it is a massive house and they have so many floors. And they live, in such a palatial house that it will put even the sheikhs in Arabia, to shame. So that's how. And then when Raj Kundra says that he has not done anything wrong and they've never made money the wrong way, then why the hell was he in jail? Is the question, isn't it? And also the fact that, as the trouble mounts for her after coping with this, all these problems, she has now been hit. Shilpa Shetty has been hit by another devastating setback. Her high-profile Mumbai restaurant, you remember Bastain, about which she had been showing off and calling people and all that, has been sealed, leading to a massive financial loss worth crores. Once it was a hotspot for celebrities and food lovers, and they were calling PR, all the PR in town to show it, and now it stands locked. So what led to the sudden closure? Was it mismanagement, legal trouble, or something deeper, or is it connected with the present case? Now this woman is not laughing anymore, and her lips seem to be sealed now that both the husband and wife are in a lot of trouble. Yes. So Praveen says SYK should ask Raga to file affidavits first. Yes, absolutely. Now, moving on to the next piece of news. Now we're talking about Karisma Kapoor. Yeah. Now, Karisma Kapoor's ex-husband, businessman Sanjay Kapoor, passed away unexpectedly in June, as you all know that they said that he had followed a bee, and that's how he died. He had a cardiac arrest and he died. Now, this has triggered a fierce family dispute over his estate, entitled at around 30,000 crores. Amidst the legal battle, Priya Kapoor is now in the spotlight as the key representative of his corporate legacy. Now, Priya is attending all the business meetings. As reported by Times, Priya attended a key meeting of the Auto Component Manufacturers Association, ACMA, in New Delhi. She was specifically invited in her role as a director of Aureus Investment, the family investment office that holds this promoter stake in Sona Comstar. The dispute has further intensified, with Karisma seeking legal intervention for the benefit of her two children from a marriage with Sanjay. According to ANI, the children filed a civil case alleging that Priya tried to forge their father's will to take full control of his property. With Karisma acting as their legal guardian, they are asking the court to divide the estate fairly, provide a complete list of assets, and prevent any changes or sales. Karisma and Sanjay married in 2003, but they divorced in 2016. Now, the Delhi High Court directed Priya on September 10th to disclose all movable and immovable assets belonging to Sanjay as of June 12th, the day he tragically passed away during a polo match in UK. Now, you see, it's very obvious that the greed for power is happening all the time, and it's like how much money is enough for Karisma and her children. So that's a question that's happening. And moving on to another very interesting piece of news. Now, we're talking, recently we saw a mail that a person said that his sister, is going to the US. And what is she going for? she's going to get a few ribs removed. And the brother thought she was joking. So she said, "No, I want a smaller waist, you know." And now in Bollywood, everybody is doing it. In Hollywood, everybody is doing it. So she also wants to reduce her waist size and make it really tiny. And so she's opting for surgery to remove her, ribs. So this is something that is very strange, because like you get your tonsils removed or your wisdom teeth removed, and these things are normal. But what I mean, how would one want to remove ribs is the question. Now, you would have seen that some item girls, now I'm not showing the faces, but you would obviously know who are these item girls, because these girls come in item numbers in Hindi movies. Other than that, they don't have a role. So these girls have done it, and now they are flaunting their images. Now, we guess that is why they're called spare ribs, simply because we don't need so many of them. So a growing tribe of women, both in Hollywood and Bollywood, are getting rid of them just to look very, very tiny. The latest lady to lose a few bones is a newly single beauty with a charming kitty of films under her belt. Now, I'm showing you her picture, and I'm sure you would know. She's been flaunting her tiny waist on a photo, in Instagram for some months, and her friend also has been doing it. In fact, her friend did it earlier, and in around, I think, in 2015, Swedish model Pixie Fox got 6 of her ribs removed, the highest number documented, to achieve an hourglass figure like some of her favorite Disney characters. She was inspired by characters like Jessica Rabbit and Tinkerbell to achieve the curves and tiny waist. Now, Fox spent over $120,000 on multiple surgeries, including eyelid surgery, a nose job, and several other jobs like brow lift and butt and breast enhancement and permanent makeup as well. But it was the rib removal that really stood out. Her obsession with a wasp-like silhouette led her to pursue the rare and controversial rib removal surgery, something most doctors refuse to perform due to the extreme nature and associated risks. And earlier this year, another lady, Emily James, a 27-year-old trans influencer, took to social media to reveal her own rib removal surgery that cost her $17,000, which is roughly 14 lakhs. She even planned to make a crown out of the remaining ribs. So that's how important people are considering this kind of surgery. Now, we would wonder, why is it so important that you want such a tiny waist? As you know, in Bollywood, everything is about figure and your face. And everybody, for example, people like Janvi Kapoor, who looked very ordinary and who had a huge nose, got her face sculpted to make her nose narrow, her figure, and add silicone to the various parts of her body. So this is happening in Bollywood. Nobody is denying it. Everybody, in fact, some people openly talk about it, including Kamala Hassan's daughter, who says that she has done it. So then they are no longer shying away from public by saying that, see, we haven't done it. So as I go on, I'll just take some comments as well. Sunita says, because of so many unnatural and weird surgeries, many of their fraternity have several health issues. Exactly. Sunita, in fact, these extra ribs actually cover very important organs. So we'll go on to that as well. Welcome, Claudia. Always good to see you. They don't want to do the hard work of diet and exercises, but want quick fixes to look a certain way. And you'll also notice, Sunita, that when they wear a bikini, they look really like, cartoon figures, because the human beings don't have such figures. So, these exaggerated form of figures really make you feel that, see, why do they undergo so much pain and problem? So Praveen says, first time I'm hearing about something. Am I living under the rock? With the Bollywood, I think you would know, you will be shocked to hear a lot more. Now, Manu Joseph's book titled Why the Poor Don't Kill Us should be posted to everyone in Bollywood. And Sunita says they love their looks only to flaunt, as they don't have any talent. Now, let's look at what is rib removal surgery. Now, rib removal is a permanent surgical procedure in which one or more of the lower ribs, usually the 11th and the 12th rib, also known as floating ribs, are physically extracted from the body. These ribs are not attached to the sternum, making them somewhat indispensable. In terms of structural necessity, though, they still play a role in protecting internal organs like your kidneys. Now, the intention is to narrow the waistline and create a more dramatic contrast between the waist and the hips. It's often sought by individuals aiming for the so called Barbie or cartoon silhouette. Now, surgeons make incisions along the back or sides and carefully detach and remove the floating ribs. Recovery involves compression garments, usually a corset, and pain management. If you remember, friends, that earlier, much long time back in history, we know that women used to wear tiny corsets to make their waist look small, and we've always seen that how they bear the pain, to get into those costumes. Now, surgeons make incisions along the back or sides and carefully detach and remove the floating ribs. Recovery involves compression garments, as we said, and pain management. However, there's a big price to pay for for this aesthetic look. It could lead to pain and prolonged healing, infection, and lead to scar tissue formation. It can also cause many other problems like a collapsed lung and organ damage in extreme cases. There's another less invasive, way to remove it, and it's called rib remodeling, also called rib contouring or shaping. It is newer and less extreme alternative. Instead of completely removing the ribs, the surgeons fracture and reposition them to reduce the width of the lower torso. The bones are then held in place with a tight corset during healing, encouraging the ribs to fuse into a narrower configuration. The key difference is that the bones are not removed, which means shorter downtime and fewer long-term complications. Now, it has been popularized in Beverly Hills. Rib remodeling has been marketed as a middle ground between traditional body contouring like liposuction and full rib removal. It appeals to clients looking for a dramatic but slightly safer transformation. And if you look at some of the most prominent celebrities who underwent this, it was Cher. You remember the singer and the actress in Hollywood who was accused of rib removal rumors. The former had firmly denied ever undergoing the procedure. More recently, as I said, Bollywood item girls who appear only in item numbers and are seen at all the parties in town, sometimes drunk, sometimes falling down. And these women flaunt waists that are so tiny, fueling rumors about similar body modifications. So this is something that's very, very, common that's happening now in Bollywood to make them appear, beautiful. So it's very shocking as well as not very, pleasant to hear. But then you also have seen that the way most of them have started whitening their skins as well. Apparently, they take injections which make their, body fair. And it seems like, one of the actresses when she has a facial done, or with the the hairdressers, doing her hair, simultaneously she gets such injections, and her skin changes, and becomes fair. You will also notice that many actresses like Kajol have suddenly become very, very fair. And a lot of this has to do with these injections, which they also say are rather painful. And thus, if you look at the Bollywood industry, when they came in and how they are, when they come into movies, is totally different. You can't even recognize them. Even someone like Ankita, she when she was earlier with SSR, she was rather a normal woman. But if you see her now, in a recent video I was watching her, she was wearing some very skin tight leather jacket and pants, and you can hardly say, her figure looks almost like a skeleton. And then they also show you a lot of these videos where they tell you they are taking as many ayurvedic drinks as possible. So it's like, morning instead of breakfast they have everything from amla juice to everything. And so that means a full morning, whether it's Manaika or anybody, they're taking about 5 to 6 glasses of different kinds of juices. And then they go into, all these sort of, things to make their body more appealing. Milburn says, gastric bypass surgery is also done. Yes. And Praveen says, ask MK is one, want to be white. What's the story? Even in his case, he's been, making his skin so white that there came a stage when he almost looked like he was, he had some disease. And the way his nose was not standing straight. It looked more like, cartoonish nose. Other than, of course, the fact was that he was so, talented that people overlooked his, his face. Man, during our time, actors like Urmila look like a Barbie, all in a natural way with no such surgeries done. Absolutely. And now, if you look at, a lot of the actresses, if you look at them, I mean, how they look before and how they look now is completely different. And Milburn says anorexic actresses are also promoted even in the modeling world. So, in fact, when you say that, Milburn, I'm reminded of Bonnie Kapoor, who keeps saying that his wife, Sri Devi, the very reason that she died was because she was anorexic, or the fact that she never had any salt and she would keep fainting. And perhaps that could be the reason why she fell into the bathtub and died. But of course, that's all something that they want to use against. Even he doesn't spare his wife, is what I would say. Yes, these actresses are very, very, conscious of their figures, that they hardly eat. And if you look at all these girls, if you look at their, their shots, you'll notice that they're always telling you what to eat. So I would always say that don't ever use them as your models, because even if they suggest that you eat only certain things like salad leaves or whatever, make sure that you don't follow them, because this will lead you to becoming not only anorexic but unhealthy. Eat normally but less, and avoid all the things that you should be avoiding, as in bakery food and stuff. And Milburn says, yes, very sad for Sridevi. So that's how Bollywood survives, because it's all about show. For example, I was quite, surprised when, this movie called Param Sundari came out, and we know that Janvi is, her boyfriend is, this Shinde's grandson, and she's been seen with him, Paharia. So she's been seen with him all over. And yet, when the movie came out, all they showed was her and Siddharth flirting with each other as if they were just about to get married. When actually they say Kiara and Siddharth had a kid, but we don't remember when Kiara was pregnant at all, because we never even saw that baby bump. But then whose baby bump do you see? Because even if you see a baby bump, you find that it moves around and sometimes it falls. So how many of these Bollywood women actually get pregnant? And fake pregnancy is another very, very fake thing that they do, because they want to maintain their figures, and the people who handle them also say that, see, don't mess with your figure. And that's why you have all these surrogate children, in different colors and sizes. For example, Karan Johar's kids, they don't even look like him. They look like they've come from either US or Europe, because their features are completely different from Karan Johar's. So, and then you have all these other people who suddenly come out with kids and say that they have children. Especially when you look at Deepika and all that. When were you pregnant, madam? Is the question. So they live in such an artificial world that they start believing that what they lie about becomes the truth. That's how weird their world is. So with this, we end this session. We'll see you tomorrow with a lot more news. Good night. Jai Hind and Jai Shri Ram.